Hi everyone, it's Corey Jones with Remax Sarnia Realty, Home Team Advantage.ca, and proud sponsor of LoveSarniaLambton.ca. I'm here with Andrew Tory, owner of Goldilocks Mattress Warehouse here in Point Edward. Andrew, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your video show.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Andrew, you've recently moved here. You used to be located in Wilshire, so those who don't know where you are, where can they find you now?
Yeah, the start of July, we moved over to 26 Monk Street in Point Edward, so we are one street east of the fire hall off Michigan. Okay. Second house in, or
Excellent.
Second building in, I guess.
Excellent. Right behind the new Airbnb spot, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So that
Point Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Is that what's called Point Perfect? Yeah, it's a beautiful spot.
Location.
And your location here is awesome too. The layout is just great. So we were just talking. It's a little bit smaller than what you had before, but part of the nice thing about that is the fact that now you've got the opportunity to store more with a little bit less room. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, exactly. We tweaked our inventory methodology a little bit. The industry is moving to rolled mattresses.
Okay.
So we've started stocking those, and we can actually stock more because they're 6 to 1.
Wow.
Or you can stock 6 rolled mattresses in the space of a regular mattress, and there's no different feel. And basically the whole industry is moving that way. So
excellent. Just makes it easier for shipping and obviously delivery and things like that.
Yeah,
like that
delivery, getting the kings up the tight fits and up the stairs, and they're easier to carry.
That's awesome. So, that's great. Good for people like me, because those big mattresses, sometimes you get even a couple people can't really get them up into some, especially some of the smaller upstairs and some of the older homes. So
the bends in the stairs and the half flights are a bit of a challenge for people. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. So the business name, obviously, normally I ask people, hey, how did you come up with your name? Now your name is brilliant, obviously.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, when you hear Goldilocks, you think it just makes sense. Were you surprised really when starting the business that somebody else hadn't already taken it?
I absolutely was. I was. It seems like the natural name to have.
Yeah.
Right. I assimilate a lot of things back to when we were a childhood. Right.
Right.
You drive a pickup truck with big tires because you had a Tonka truck as a kid, for instance.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you think of a kid in Goldilocks, a kid in Mattress, it's Goldilocks, right?
Absolutely.
Find her just right.
Yeah, for sure. So. It's funny actually, because when I knew that I was interviewing, I thought I'm just going to Google it and see is there anything else, and it doesn't exist. It's not for mattresses. So it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
and it's funny because some people get it right away.
Yeah. Some
people get it as soon as they find their just right mattress. They're laying on it and they're like, "This one's just right." And they're like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why it's called Goldilocks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's super cool. I love it. I love it. Now, what made you decide to open a mattress warehouse? I mean, what specifically drew you to mattresses? And
so it all started a long time ago when I lived in Maryland.
Okay.
And my wife at the time and I were restoring a farmhouse that was built in 1855.
Wow.
That we turned into a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
Put it on the National Historic Register, and we went looking for furniture and mattresses and got sticker shock and started. So we spent 2.5 years restoring the house, so we were out of money. So we started looking for alternatives and came up with this model. So we basically opened a mattress store that was open by appointment down there.
Okay.
And then got our first inventory in, said that's the mattress we want, and 2 weeks later opened the bed and breakfast.
So that's awesome.
It went really well. And eventually I decided to move back to Canada. So Excellent. It was it's the same market here. A lot of the big box stores are overpriced, and
sure.
We do everything we can to mitigate our fixed costs so that we can charge less, basically.
Absolutely, keep things affordable. Yep. And that's awesome. That's awesome. And how long have you been doing this? How long have you been operating Goldilocks?
Started in 2016, so we're 7.5 years.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. And what was the name of the company in Maryland, if you don't mind me asking? Was it still Goldilocks then as well?
It was High Tech.
High Tech. Okay. So. Not as creative as Goldilocks. Goldilocks is, I love the name Goldilocks. That's awesome.
Yep.
So why did you choose this business model specifically, the appointment by appointment only?
So that goes down to Maryland as well.
Okay.
We were busy with the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. So in the mornings you got to make breakfast, you got to fix up the rooms.
Right.
Just starting out, that meant we both did it.
Okay.
So you got to sweep the floors and keep everything pretty and clean, right? And
absolutely.
So it worked out better that we didn't have a 9-to-5 job that was that was taking me away from the bed and breakfast. So.
Gotcha. So you could do both things.
Yeah, exactly. We could share
awesome.
time and go run deliveries if deliveries needed to be run or whatever. Go buy orange juice.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever you need to do. And have you do you ever see any challenges with this model? As far as business is concerned, do you feel like it affects your business?
On occasion, the people that don't realize we're open by appointment, or that aren't able to make an appointment, but that's pretty rare.
It's pretty rare. Yeah. And I mean, some people don't know that we used to own Southwest Paddle Company, and the new owners of Southwest Paddle Company, they operate the same way. They operate by appointment only, and it works for them well. I mean, they're selling 10 times the kayaks that we did, so they're doing something right for sure. You're not committing all that time to being somewhere if people aren't coming through the doors. So
he's got an amazing location.
Yeah, does he ever? Have you been out there?
Yeah,
it's really great. So now, why do you think more businesses don't operate this way, by appointment only? Like, why do you think more people are the 9 to 5 and
after COVID, it's definitely more popular.
Okay.
Not necessarily in this industry, but in industries in general.
Yeah.
People didn't think it would work, I guess.
Right.
Is going to be my answer.
Right. So you were like an innovative thinker. You thought of it.
Yeah, and I mean the lack of quality employment is an issue too, right?
Sure.
So it necessitates change.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there the fewer people willing to work, right? So for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, or finding the right person, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So now you sell mattresses, obviously. I purchased our mattress here, and it's phenomenal. Just so you know, I don't think, honestly, I can say I've never had a better sleep than what.
You found your just right.
I found my just right, absolutely. And I have to say, you were extremely patient with us through the process. Like, that was just, you were super informative and helped out, which is part of the reason I wanted to come here and interview you. Is I just think that there's a big difference between walking into a store where it's just a product they sell, compared to something that somebody's passionate about and actually knows about and spends the time with their clients on. So, besides mattresses, though, what else do you sell? You sell?
We sell pillows, and bed sheets, and mattress protectors, and bed frames.
Excellent.
And box springs.
Excellent. Yeah, we actually bought our bed here too. So, it's great. And definitely lots of modern styles that you see in some of the box stores, but the prices are significantly less.
Yeah, we've got 15 models here. We cherry pick the most popular stuff.
Okay.
Right? So, whereas a big box store that has 50 models has a whole bunch of stuff they never sell.
That's true. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
We do everything we can to make it a little bit more efficient and a little bit easier for the customer.
Nice. So nice. Excellent. So less selection, but it's the ones that you see are popular elsewhere.
Yep.
Very cool. Yep. And do you deliver the products you sell? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Excellent. And what kind of a time frame typically is there? If somebody was to buy a mattress that you have in stock or a bed that you have in stock, what kind of time is it typically before they can see that delivered?
We can hold it until they're ready if they're moving in a month or 2 or 3, or we can follow them at the door with a mattress and be faster than their pizza delivery.
Wow, that's awesome. And again, that's a huge advantage over box stores. So first of all, the availability in a box store is typically not very good. And secondly, sometimes you're waiting 3, 4, 5 months and even longer. To be honest, we ordered a sofa bed, a sectional sofa bed. I don't want to say which box store it was. We ordered it, and first they said 3 months, then they said 5 months, then they said it could be up to a year, and it got to the point where we said, you know what, we're going to cancel it, and we'll buy something that we didn't necessarily want as much. So, so as far as inventory is concerned, how many mattresses would you typically have here on hand?
Well, the goal is to have all of them in stock.
Okay.
In all the sizes they sell in.
Wow.
The reality is our customers knock us out of stock in some. But we probably have, I don't know, there's 150 in the store.
Wow. Awesome. So great selection.
Yeah.
So any size somebody's coming to look for, whether it's is a twin, a single, and is that okay? So so twin, double, queen, and king. And what's the most popular size?
Queen size.
Queen size is the most popular size, and typically for just space and things like that, probably. We had to get a king because of because of the dogs exactly, and we have to all be comfortable in there, and honestly, it's the best choice we ever made. And I know you were there for part of that debate on whether or not we were going to go with queen again or get a king, and I'll tell you, it was a great choice.
There's no choice. I live alone and 2 dogs, and it has to be a king.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the questions I was going to ask you was whether you've always lived in Sarnia. We know that's not the case. You spent some time in the U.S. Were you born in Sarnia?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So you're born here, went to school here, and did a little tour in the States, and then came back straight back to Sarnia?
Yep, went and visited Kitchener-Waterloo when I graduated from Lambton College, and did 14 years in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Maryland, and then came back to Sarnia.
Wow, awesome! Yeah, it's got a way of drawing you back, right? Between you know the beaches and you know our shared love of fries under the bridge and and things like that, right?
Blake is still open.
Blake is still open. Absolutely. There's a little plug for Yogi's if you're in the neighborhood. Come see mattresses, see Andrew for some mattresses, and go see Blake for some fries. So, what are your favorite pastimes to do in Sarnia besides working and besides eating fries? You know, what do you enjoy about our community the most?
Just hanging out at the water, getting out on the boat.
Yeah.
Doing other stuff like helping run my other business, the tent and event rental business.
Excellent.
Just enjoying life.
Just enjoying life. So work, life, and the water, which is
exactly.
So, do you get much opportunity with running multiple businesses? Do you get much opportunity to be out on the boat, or is it? No, not nearly as much as you'd like, exactly. Right? So that's funny. Any other businesses specifically in Point Edward that you find yourself frequenting?
Well, Yogi's I frequent all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Los Puentos as well.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah,
all the food places.
Yeah, we had the shop when Los Puentos opened, and I mean, I snuck down for lunch way more than I should have for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, they're all great businesses, and I find like the local business community here is really good to each other, right? They seem to really support each other in the community, which is awesome. I mean, Sarnia in general, but I mean, the point is, I still think it's Sarnia, even though it likes to have a kind of its own identity. But but here specifically, I find a lot of the businesses are really good at supporting each other and letting each other know about. Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great community
for sure. So I have to ask you, with all these mattresses here, you know, I'm in real estate, as you know. Occasionally, I like to catch the odd nap throughout the day. With all these mattresses here, ever a temptation? Do you ever just think, I just need to test this, do a little product sampling, make sure I'm selling the right product, and have a little nap? Yeah.
Well, as an industry professional, you have to make sure you know how they all feel.
That's right.
And
absolutely.
I've fallen asleep here.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and you know what? And honestly, I mean, how could you not really? Even coming in here, I feel like I need to crawl back into bed. So, okay, so we're gonna wrap things up. But besides besides lovesarnialampton.ca, where's the best place for people to find you? Can they find you on socials? And if so,
they can find me on social media, facebook.com, Goldilocks Mattress. They can find us on our website, goldilocksmattress.ca. They can call me direct or text me, 519-381-3997. We're on Instagram as well. Just do a search for Goldilocks, and we're on Google, of course.
Excellent. Excellent. Andrew, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with us today. Guys, if you haven't checked out the products here at Goldilocks, I'm telling you, the service is second to none. Andrew really does care about what he's doing. He was super patient with us. We didn't even know what size we were looking for. And certainly, we actually didn't even know the degree of firmness that we were looking for. So, definitely check them out really quickly. How many levels of firmness are there in a mattress? Because I remember it was pretty significant, I think.
Yeah, we grade them on a 1 to 10 scale.
1 to 10 scale.
With 1 being the softest and 10 being like the floor hard.
Excellent.
And all points in between, obviously.
Yeah, so, and it makes a difference when you know that there's differences, for one thing, not just I'm going to lay on this one mattress at a box store and you think that this is great, and then you go home and it's way too soft or it's way too hard, and it makes a difference. I've never slept better. So definitely check things out. Give Andrew a call, set up an appointment to come see him. You're not going to regret it, I promise you that. If you're looking for any information on real estate, give us a call. Check us out, hometeamadvantage.ca, or you can contact us directly, 519-331-5552. Again, Andrew, pleasure meeting with you. You have a spectacular day. Before I shut off the camera, I'm actually just going to walk over. I'm going to just show you guys Goldie, the bear, and then we'll tune out for today. Thanks for joining us.